Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Shalom, shalom. Good morning. Boker Tov. Manishma, what's happening? While I have an opportunity of quiet out here, no, the crew hasn't arrived yet, which is not necessarily strange on a Sunday morning because a lot of those guys they live up north, 2, 3, 4 hour ride in different places. Some from actually Gaza and other areas around the country. So there are times that they come a little late on Sunday. Here in Israel, Sunday is a regular work day. It's like a Monday, in America, because we work 6 days over here: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But fortunately, this particular company, we don't work on Friday. As a matter of fact, a lot of companies in Israel are beginning now to not work on Friday. They may go 12 hours during the week or 10 hours or what have you, and they're taking Friday and Saturday off. But I wanted to again say something to you about the beauty and the blessing and fortunate situation of being a black man in this world. It is a beautiful thing when you look at it from the position. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button and the bell. Also, I'm looking for another platform to load content on that also pays because, as you know, I've discovered YouTube is not allowing this information to get out because it's too positive. It's just too positive. We understand, and you should understand the reality that we're operating in. They're not interested in us hearing any good thing, positive things, especially about black men. I don't do that. Anything negative, they'll push out. You don't even have to try. They'll push it for you. And they have that ability to push your content out or block your content. And so I found that they're blocking my content because I speak positive. But these are going to be some of my final recordings sent on YouTube. I've been doing some research this weekend to see additional options. Nevertheless, the beauty of being a black man, we are unique everywhere we go. It could be 1,000 other men from 1,000 other nationality races, but when that brother step up, all eyes on him. And some of the reason could be positive, that they've heard positive things about black men. Some of the reason could be absolutely terrible, which that's the most information they do proliferate around the world about us, terrible things. But you have people that have interacted with us on a personal level, daily, working, school, sports, entertainment, academia, in the academics. And they themselves know on a grassroots level, them brothers, they some cool people. When you get with somebody that at least they're able to look at you one on one for who you are. Put aside all the noise of racism and stereotype and all the negativity that they've been bombarded with concerning black men, and you get to going with this brother, and you will find out, wow, what an incredible person. And that's exactly what is taking place here with this company I'm working with. The owner of the company, man, this guy, he's beyond just a owner employee relationship. Uh, you know, he's like a brother to me. And he said all the time, but not only do he say it, he absolutely proves it. Proves it. It's a couple of dudes running around here, Israelis, that, we have that type of relationship because he peeped the brother and he has no qualms about giving me the props my just due in the skill that I'm dealing with here with these cranes. Even I remember when he was doing some work in the office, he asked me to come in and do some proofreading and translating some work on the computer for him in English that he was working on a project, and it was a business deal he had with America, and they needed some information from, but in English. I did it, and I just did it. I mean, he asked me to do it, no big deal. Dude broke your brother off just for that, information put together in English, and he asked me to write up the proposal that he was presenting to the states for a business project he was working on, and the old boy broke me off. I wasn't expecting it. I just thought, as a friend, I'd do it. He asked me because he in English, and he actually got the business. And he turned around and broke me strong off. Like, wow. I wasn't expecting that, Kudos right there. Nevertheless, um, I have owned the position of being a Nubian, beautiful, intelligent, super black man. I don't take it as a negative. I'm not that brother that says, oh man, I wish I was white or something else. And I literally, in my lifetime, I've heard some of my people say that out of their mouth. Dang, wish not me. You see, this uniqueness of being a brother can only be carried by us and only us, because we have to manage the terrible tides of racism and prejudice and stereotype negative information about us, to the point where when we show up, people just be nervous. They don't even like, ooh. And it's not necessarily they're afraid. They just in a mindset that they don't know even how to relate or comprehend or deal with a real black man. I'm talking about a real brother that ain't out here stepping Fletcher and smiling Sam and silly and acting all stupid. But a brother come in, he cool, calm, collected, got his head together, confidence, move in a manner that he's confident, and he is who he is. He come, he focus on what he got to deal with, and he deal with it at the level of a super intellect, and people see that. People see that. And this is how I move. I don't have to come in with no vaudeville show, Stepping Fletcher or clown show, trying to get somebody to like me or be approved or accepted. It don't make me no different whatsoever, because you know what? It's only one reason I'm out here. Because of the money. That's why I'm here. I'm not in love with these people. They not in love with me. I'm not trying to hang and kick it and all that with them. They not trying to hang and kick it with me. Look, they have a job they need done. I have the skill. They got the money. They pay me to use my skill to do the job they need done at the house. That's it. That's far as it goes. I'm not trying to think for them, figure nothing out. I don't get no think for them, figure out nothing, pay. Even though I can do it, the only thing they pay me to do is operate this crane. And since I'm going to operate this crane, being the type man that I am, I'm going to do the greatest job every single time. Every single I hit that button, the lever to pull something up, I want it to be the best pull up ever. And how I've gotten so good is I've challenged myself. Okay, I raised that load great, it then swing left, right, in, and out. Boom. So now what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the next one better. And so what happened, it's about hell. So what happens over a period of time, you just get automatically good and good and good. And then what happened, people see you. You show up, you do the work, and it looks like, wow. You understand? So I didn't have to say a word. My work is my speech. Look at this. And then they see the brother, right? And that's how they began to say, man, these brothers, that just changed their opinion. And so they see on a grassroots level, day-to-day one-on-one, these brothers is good, you know. And then my interaction with them. Sabal Kel, I give them respect, they give me respect. Just that simple. You know, just that simple. You see how they walk by, they all speak. You know, the word Sabal Khair is Arabic for good morning, and then the response to that Sabar Nu. You know, Sabar Khair, Sabar Khair, good morning, and then Sabar Nu, and that's Arabic, right? I got a few words in Arabic, Chinese. I speak a little Mandarin, a couple of few words here and there. Russian, Dovre Otra, and you know, and then Spasiva, Russian, and Hebrew, fluent in Hebrew. And that's cause I've been out here on the job with all these different nationalities. I worked with some cats from Romania, but I was working the tower crane, so I didn't get to interact with them because I had to be in the seat at 7 a.m. The climb was 15 minutes, so I got there at 6:30 every day, give myself 30 minutes to make that 15-minute climb so I could go up, take it easy on the way up. And so, you know, I didn't get a chance to interact with them too tough. But nevertheless, since I've been dealing with these heavy lift cranes on the ground, I get to talk with the men and see them and hang out, whatever. You know, they bring me coffee if I need it. So being a brother is great for me. Even when I was in Moscow, I went over there a couple of weeks hanging out with some Russian cats I met over here, Alex and Yevgeny. When I tell you that, oh, we went to St. Petersburg, we went to Moscow, and after that, I don't know what we did. I can't remember, man. But we, that's when I was still drinking, alcohol, um, several years ago. But I don't drink, Uh, I just laugh because that Moscow Russia man, I had a blast. Svetlana is she's a girl that I met. You know what? If I'd have stayed a little longer, I probably wind up marrying Svetlana. That was the most feminine. Oh man, Svetlana. Woo, 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 woo. Svetlana was so just like I guess you would say alluring. Maybe that's the word. I mean, she was just such an incredibly sweet and mild mannered and cooled out and feminine woman that it just like was an attraction. Like she would talk and speak her English and it had such an accent on it, man. Just woo, Svetlana. I gotta stop talking about it. Bringing back fond memories. I really enjoyed Svetlana. What's your name? Svetlana. What? I say, excuse me? Come again, say it again. Svetlana. Like, damn. Oh boy, she loved herself the brothers. Ooh wee. Svetlana was always hanging with the bros. All right, let me get back on track. Anyway, being a brother is you see we are in an exclusive club that no other men can enter into. This is the Black Man Club. Y'all beginning to see those brothers that's showing up on Instagram and different places on the social media. They sharp as a tack, very well groomed, physically in good shape, and just be dressed to the T. Yeah, I see it's another group of brothers. They starting up, or they probably been going. I just discovered them yesterday when I was on the net. They got some young brothers in there too, young in they suits and everything, bringing the young brothers up, and that's good. That's powerful. You know, me, if I was out there, I would be wanting to be a part of brothers like that, clean, sharp, well groomed, and those senior brothers is teaching the younger brother the right values of being a good man. You see, you can't dress and act and carry yourself like that and be a knucklehead too. It don't match. You know, it just don't match. And so that's where I will be. The sharp clothes, dress good, groom good, and acting good, and helping others to be like that. Because I don't care what nobody say. Damn, I know they not gonna give us the credit right off like that. But the brother, just look at it. Look at the way the world functions. Everything is about the black man. Always the black man this, the black man that, the black man, the black man, the black man. Why is that? The world population, they have an infatuation with greatness and uniqueness and exclusiveness. Stop. You know I was born in Georgia. I'm gonna say it. Exclusiveness. When you're exclusive, the world have a infatuation with that. Infatuation, like they want to be around you when you like the only one. You remember how Michael Jackson used to do people? He was the only one like he was. And Prince and James Brown, and all those real powerful artists, Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin, it's like they was like gods on earth. Usain Bolt. Even the girl, what's her name? Is it Sha'Carri Richardson? That's the track runner. Man, these are exclusive brothers and sisters, giants on the world. Everybody want to be like them. Shoot, I remember when I was at a Michael Jackson concert in Atlanta, Georgia, at the old Atlanta stadium, the old one, not the Georgia Dome. Man, I was sitting there in the front row looking at Michael singing and doing his thing. We were so close, I could see the sweat on his head. And I was thinking in my mind, man, I would love to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And how many other billions of people would love to be like that? But it ain't but one. And then when you look at the black men and the things that we do as brothers, when we be on point, how many other people like to say, man, I wish I was like him. Yes, sir, Bob. Yes, sir, Bob. Don't let nobody fool you. This is an exclusive club. I'm proud to be in a black man. I'm going to tell you this last thing and I'm out. Because I want to clean my windows. I did the inside a little bit. I need to do on the outside. It's a little dust out there. Anyway, years ago, look, I'm 62. This happened when I was 17 years old. I was working at Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburger in Atlanta, Georgia. The Wendy's location was on Fulton Industrial Boulevard. It was a company store, and we did like $1,000 hour rush hour. And I was a crew chief. So anyway, we working, doing our thing. Meeting a lot of people. So this white boy that worked out, a young cat, he just took a liking to me. We all high school children having fun. This dude just took a liking to me, right? So he would always want to work the shift that I worked on. I set the schedule because I was a crew chief, and he asked me to put me on shift with him. I'm like, cool, so I did. So every chance he got, he was telling me, talking, whatever. So eventually he said, why don't you come by my house? And he lived up in one of them exclusive gated white communities up north in Atlanta where black folk don't go. Man, I'm like, gee. So anyway, it did happen. I ended up over his house. Bam! Woo! I'm like, whoa! Oh boy, I'm like, dude, why you working at Wendy's? His dad wanted him to work so he could learn how to, job and all that stuff. But he didn't need to. Anyway, go down to the basement. That's where he lived at. This boy basement looked better than a whole bunch of folks, whole houses. Anyway, here's the point I want to share with you before I go. Walked into his bedroom, and when I got in, I froze, and I started looking at his walls. The guy sat down, and he stared at me, staring at what was on his walls. And I looked. Man, this guy had some of the biggest life-size posters of Muhammad Ali, James Brown, Aretha Franklin. What's the brother that made Isaac Hayes? And several other artists is Run DMC, right? George Clinton. I mean, the dude had his wall. You couldn't even see what his walls. For all these life-size, huge posters of all of these black artists, entertainment. The dude even had what's the name? The piece where lifting the veil of ignorance off the black man's mind. You know that statue where the senior brother is lifting this veil. Who was that? Carter G. Woodson. Anyway, he had the picture of that up there. And I'm standing there, I'm looking, I'm like, man. And so I'm looking around, and he see me looking there. You know what this guy tell me? This is a white dude about 17 years old. He just went off into a rant, man. He said, my parents, they lied. They lied to me. They lied to me. He said, they all lied. My uncle, my dad, and my mama, they all lied. I said, what do you mean? He said, black people are great people. Black people are great people. He said, look at these people. He said, we don't have no white people that can stand with these black people. Look at these are great people, man. You know, and I'm like, wow. You know, whew. Now, I was 17. I'm 62 now. Do you know how many other white people have that same sentiment these days? Where they ain't into hating black people and looking at all that. They like, oh, these brothers and sisters, they on point. Well, what would America be if it wasn't for the black brother and sister? I said this because I love you. I love you with a perfect love. My name is Nubian King. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Keep up because I'm looking for another place to broadcast on. And I'll let you know. But I love you 24/7. That means I love you all the time. Shalom.